Good evening, everyone. I wasn't going to post this video. It's midnight. I was going to go in. I got this cleaned up about as good as we're going to get it here, and new lifters. Um, 5.7, 2009-ish. Hemi MDS. Came in with a slight miss. Cylinder 1. Tested a little low for compression. And if you look, there's just a little indent in the piston. Just not much, but it's there. Not much, but what is that? 15 over? Maybe not. I don't know. It looks like it to me. But either way, saw them nicks. Little one here too on the whatever steel, whatever the skirt thingy is that on these pistons here. But a little nick there, and then that nick there. So we're going to take a look over here at the head. Took the valves out. I see these char marks, and I'm like, oh, maybe it ingested something. But looking at it and putting a new valve in it, oh, and it had this little narf mark right there. This little chew mark out of there. Little chunk missing out of the seat. Oh, there's a little nick too. So, saw that. We had a new valve, set it in there, and you could see daylight between the valve and the seat. I used some lapping compound just because, or not, some Prussian blue just because it's fun. And you could see it on there. It wasn't seating at all. Same on the exhaust. I think the exhaust got nicked from that chunk of intake seat, but maybe not. Either way, it's pretty porous. You can see all the pores. I'm sure it would live for a long time, but regardless, and it's been sitting in the yard for a while since this. So I took it to a machine shop, and he's never done this, and I've become really selective with machining. He's not sure. He doesn't want to take a lot out, doesn't know where the cooling jackets exist and lie, and said it'd probably just be cheaper to get a used head. Just get a used head. This is just a daily driver, Chrysler 300C. Nice car, but we're not going to the races. Throw a used head on it. Called a few places locally, couldn't find one super easy. Customer said, I'll just get a set of reman heads. I'm like, okay, I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. That would work out awesome. Heads showed up a week later. I think they paid $800 for the set of reman heads. Now, when I like hillbilly resurface stuff, I always use a sanding block or a flat sander. The whizzer wheels with the certain abrasive things work okay. But when we do a surface like this here, I use a sanding block, just a flat sanding block. Same with up here. That's all with a flat, just a little flat sanding block, just a quick little, just to get the oil, whatever crap was on there, just to make it look nice. Just that's it. I did that prior to seeing this little chaos here. So I cleaned up the head prior to really noticing that. Either way, this is what we get for a used head or a reman. I have never seen this in my life. I have never, ever seen this or could imagine that in any world that exists on this planet, which is only one, that this would be beneficial. You can almost see right there, and I don't know if the camera will show it, but it's distorted the metal right there. I'm not a metallurgist, but my days, I could take a center punch and do this with a. Give me a little paper. Look at that distortion. You can see it. You can see it sitting at home in your chair on the TV. That is distorted. And you can't tell me that putting pressure on it on these two sides, oh, okay, here we did it on 3, that it's not going to get hot there and work its way loose. I guarantee you these seats aren't new. These are not new seats. Look at this valve. You can see at home, sitting in your chair, that this valve is much lower in the seat than the valve to the right. I can't get this one. You can see it. Look at it, sits up much higher. This sits much lower. Oh my gosh. What's next in here? Is it going to have knurled valve guides? We're going to have knurled guides in this puppy. Hey, Bill, grab that knurl. We're going to tighten these stems up here some. This is just absurd. I can't ever imagine in any world. I mean, okay, we got to get the Briggs and Strat, and we want to get just a few more months out of it to get the yard mode. This is a lot of work to get to this point. And the fact that this is the stuff that shows up on a daily basis. Yeah, it's got a milled head with. Oh my God. Look at that. What is that ever gonna do? Like, you can just tell somebody with a. This is not a machine. None of these are accurate. Those two don't even come close to matching those two. And these two don't even compare. Don't even compare. Look at that one there is on the seat. They whaled the seat. Okay. Please let me know. This cannot be normal. Under any circumstance. I could never imagine a planet where you measure the seat, you cut the head, and you put it in. There's tolerances and clearances. There's specs for all this stuff. And I have never seen, get your center punch out, get your 5-pound ball peen maul hammer, whatever your favorite one is, because you're going to be whacking it a lot. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 whacks a hole. There's 8 of these. They had to hit a hammer 80 times. Somebody sat at a bench. Look at that distortion right there. I mean, this is not, I'm not using a cell phone, and I chose the 30 UHD or whatever the high. You can see it. This is so sad, people. I want to make fun YouTube videos. The automotive industry is turning into a cesspool. This is just disgusting. On no planet could I ever imagine. All right, I gotta be done here. But so yeah, I was hoping that we could maybe just get the right seat, do a set of seats, do a valve job, put her back in, and send it, because this factory head here, Stellantis didn't pay a worker to strike the cylinder head 80 times with a center punch to ensure that the seats aren't going to fall out. Are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way you can tell me that this makes it stronger or better, especially when your valve jobs look like this. That is recessed significantly. That is not. We're not using the most sophisticated video technology known to mankind here, people. This is just a nice 8-year-old-ish cell phone, and you can see the difference. I'm gonna lose an hour of sleep over this. I have never Googled it. I've never researched it. What is that there? Is that from a seat that fell out already and then they Loctited one in there or something? Or no, that's probably from the cleaning crew that goes through these things with a die grinder. Could you run a thread chaser cleaner through your spark plug holes? Spent the time doing that, cleaning your threads up instead of. Okay, one more time. Look at those two between the cylinder or the spark plug holes. At first I thought it was a jig. You know, they had like a jig. They bolt the head up. Everyone would be equal. They are so far off. This one is literally from over here in outer space up against the seat. This one's dead center on the. What is that gonna do? Oh, this customer is going to be livid. She's been so patient and such a sweetheart to deal with, and her husband is amazing to deal with too. Probably the most grateful clients I've ever had. So appreciative and patient and willing to do whatever it takes to help me help them just get this done. And this is what you get when you order a set of used heads. I could give my son a center punch and a hammer and say, where do you think you could hit this head and would it be beneficial? And I think my son would just go try to break rocks in half. Because the only thing you should be marking with a center punch on a cylinder head, maybe anymore in this day and age, just you could use a little, if you had to put like a dot here to signify something, or an etcho sketcher, a scribomatic thingy, y'all know what I'm talking about. An etch a sketch for metal. What is that? Oh, nice. Yep. I'm sure those guides are good. Oh, that looks like white lithium grease. It's probably engine assembly lube, but maybe they're the same thing. I don't know. But that's, you don't need to do that. You don't want to put grease on a valve stem. That should just have a light layer of oil. That's all it needs. If it was supposed to have grease on a valve stem, there would be 2, 4, 8 grease zerks on this cylinder head, and that would be part of the maintenance. This is just absurd. All right, rant over. Let me know in the comments, please, what you think. I think this is scrap metal. I wouldn't put this on a demolition derby car, but maybe your mileage varies, and I'll be torquing these down tomorrow. But I'm not with any confidence or warranty. And I guarantee you the company that does this kind of work certainly isn't going to pay me to do it over. And the client isn't going to want to pay me to do it twice. And I'm not going to do it again for free. So kind of puts us all in a little bit of a predicament here, because people can't do their job right. Thank you for watching. Until next time.